Hello everyone, my name is Dennis Reip and I am the elected Boxborough Town Moderator. With me is Michael Johns, the Boxborough Town Administrator. Mike and I are recording this video courtesy of Littleton Community Television Video Production Supervisor Kirby Dolak and Executive Director Mark Crory. Thanks to LCTV for providing this opportunity to provide you with a preview of the Boxborough Annual Town Meeting, which starts on Monday, May 12th at 7 p.m. in the Blanchard Memorial School Gymnasium. Annual Town Meeting provides voters an opportunity to discuss and approve the annual budget, to vote on additional capital expenditures for equipment or buildings, authorize changes to zoning, or other town bylaws. It is also the time for voters to approve compensation for employees and elected officials, vote on proposed Community Preservation Act projects, and any other items that may be included in the warrant.
Thanks for the introduction, Dennis. The agenda for annual town meeting is the warrant, which is posted to the town website and mailed to every household on April 25th, 2025. Everyone is encouraged to review the warrant ahead of time to be informed about what will be discussed and decided by the voters on the floor of town meeting. The objective of the warrant is to provide as much information as possible to all Boxborough voters regarding the goals and objectives for town government over the upcoming fiscal year beginning on July 1st, 2025. Each article in the warrant typically contains the text of the article, a summary explanation of the article, as well as recommendations for approval or disapproval from the Select Board, Finance Committee, and other boards and committees as appropriate. With a lot of business to be considered, Dennis and I want to provide you with an overview of what to expect. We are not here to review each article or offer opinions, and we won't be discussing the rationale behind the articles. That will all happen at town meeting. Meanwhile, if you want a more detailed preview of each and every article, it's all here in the warrant.
As moderator, I'll be presiding over town meeting starting at 7 p.m. Many of the articles to be considered at town meeting will be on consent agendas again this year to help streamline the process. Consent agenda articles are ones that have been recommended unanimously by both the Select Board and the Finance Committee and are considered to be non-controversial and likely to pass by a wide margin if voted individually. These articles will be voted as a group if no registered voter objects. If any voter wants, one or more of these articles can be pulled from the consent agenda and debated and voted separately. After some opening remarks on process, we will immediately move to the business of a special town meeting starting at 7:15. The special town meeting addresses items of business that require action in the current fiscal year that ends on June 30th, 2025.
Article 1 proposes to amend the zoning bylaw to include municipal governmental zoning with changes to the zoning bylaw table of uses and the terms defined section. Article 2 is a request for bonding to fund the design and bidding phase for the proposed construction of a new firehouse at 72 Stowe Road. The next three articles are on a consent agenda and are primarily administrative, involving current fiscal year expenditures. Article 6 proposes that the town acquire a parcel of land for conservation purposes at Taylor Farm Road for $4,415 using free cash.
Once the special town meeting has been dissolved, the annual town meeting will then continue with brief reports from the Select Board, the Acton-Boxborough Regional School Committee, and the Planning Board under Article 2. Voters will then decide to approve salaries for elected officials under Article 3, and to consider changes to the Personnel Administration Plan and the plan's classification and compensation schedule under Article 4. Article 5 will include the report from the Finance Committee and will give residents the opportunity to vote on the proposed town operating budget. The proposed town budget is presented with line item detail in the warrant and often involves the most discussion of any article at town meeting. Articles 6, 7, and 8 involve employee work hours and staffing proposals. Article 6 is a proposal to increase the hours of the Community Services Coordinator by 10 hours a week. Voters will then decide on a request for additional part-time staff for the transfer station under Article 7. Article 8 proposes 3 additional hours per week for the Treasurer-Collector.
Articles 9, 10, and 11 involve requests for funding of union collective bargaining agreements. Article 9 is for the Department of Public Works. Article 10 is for the fire department, and Article 11 is for the police department. The next 31 articles are all on a series of 4 consent agendas using the process Dennis described a few moments ago. The 4 consent agendas are organized by category into a financial, non-capital consent agenda, a capital consent agenda, a community preservation fund consent agenda, and a 2/3 vote required consent agenda. Next will be Article 43 that asks the voters to authorize the town to levy special assessments to cover the cost of constructing a water line to serve locations west of I-495. Additional non-consent articles to be discussed and voted individually include a series of zoning articles. Article 44 is a proposed zoning bylaw amendment to the Boxborough Aquifer Protection District bylaw to bring it in alignment with the Board of Health groundwater protection regulations. Article 45 is another proposed zoning bylaw amendment for the purpose of modifying the existing rules and regulations regarding the floodplain bylaw. Article 46 is a proposed zoning bylaw amendment for the purpose of clarifying that review of all special permits must apply to the special permit decision criteria. Article 47 proposes to amend sections of the Boxborough zoning bylaw for the purpose of modifying the existing rules and regulations regarding accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. Article 48 proposes to amend the Boxborough zoning bylaw to insert language regarding hazardous waste and changes to numbering to be in compliance with the format of the zoning bylaw. Article 49 proposes to amend the Boxborough zoning bylaw by adopting various non-substantive corrections and updates.
With 6 special town meeting articles and 49 annual town meeting articles in the warrant, there's a lot to cover. Town meeting traditionally runs for at least 2 nights and sometimes 3. If we need to continue beyond Monday the 12th, we will reconvene on Tuesday the 13th, Wednesday the 14th, and Thursday the 15th if necessary. Boxborough Town Hall will be hosting a food drive for the Acton Food Pantry on the first night of town meeting. Immediate needs include cereal, spaghetti sauce, and flour among the long list of items on the screen.
To learn more about the rationale behind the articles and the recommendations of the sponsors, the Select Board and the Finance Committee, please read the warrant, which is available at boxborough-ma.gov and is mailed to all households in Boxborough. Information is also available on the official Boxborough Town Facebook page. We look forward to seeing you at the Blanchard Memorial School Gymnasium on Monday, May 12th at 7 p.m.
Thank you for joining us. There's a lot of important business to be taken up at town meeting, which needs to be determined by you, the voters. Town meeting is your opportunity to have your voice heard and to make a difference in town government. We hope that this information has been helpful. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us with any questions or concerns. And please join us on Monday, May 12th, and participate in one of the purest forms of democracy, our Town of Boxborough annual town meeting.